Hey, how's it going, guys? This is gonna be my first video for this 30-30 challenge here, where I'm actually gonna be doing a narration. Um, and this is mostly because today it's nice and quiet in my house. So today, um, as you guys are gonna see here, it's gonna be me talking and working in real time instead of all the speed modeling that I've been doing. So let's see here. I'm just gonna open up all my project stuff and get this all ready to go. So let me just quickly show you guys. This is the concept drawing from the um, Feng Zhu Foundation book that I got off their website. I was really sad that couldn't get his first foundation book, so I made sure that this time around, when the books were on sale, I was going to be the first people to get it. So I saw this. I wanted to do like a mech for a very, very long time, and um, so I was really happy that this time around I had the opportunity. I guess I should spin my model this way since the picture is that way. So I was really happy that I got my copy and I flipped the book. I knew that I wanted to do a mech, and so naturally I just flipped through the pages and then I hit this and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I wanna make this um, into a video game model. So this won't be too high intensity when it comes to the model. So far I'm already at 6,000 polys, which is already a lot for something that's just halfway built. You know, there's not that much details in the back, so hopefully that kind of offsets it a bit. But it's still, a few details here for sure. I don't know how much detail I'm gonna be able to model in this area here, but definitely these areas I'll be putting some polys for sure. But at least now you guys actually get to see what the end product should look like. In the previous videos I haven't really been showing that. Since I just got back to 3030, I just wanted to get some modeling done. Alright, so sorry guys, I have some sniffles. So I need to work on the body here. So the body has kind of a weird shape, so I have to really keep that in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to block it out with some simple shapes. So I see like a kind of a cylinder shape going on here. So I'm going to block that out first. And it's kind of something that I do naturally. In the speed modeling, I might not have been showing it that well, but it's something that you need to do. So it's kind of, there's some sort of connect here, and it looks like this is a little bit smaller from the pictures. You don't get too that great of a view on the scaling and the sizing of it, but I'm gonna go with that for now. And then there's a cube as well going on here, and it kind of almost hooks into this. So I'm just gonna scale this down a bit, and I'm just gonna kind of almost goes in like this. Squeeze this in like that. This is definitely not that big. It needs to almost kind of go in directly like that. Already design-wise, this doesn't look that correct, so I need to adjust this here. I think it almost goes. Hold on. This is where the design process comes in, and this is what happens when you don't have all three angles, the front, side, and all that. You kind of have to muck around with the design a bit to make sure that it works. And it almost kind of goes in like this, something like that. And then this kind of goes in like this. I'm just gonna scale this up a bit. kind of looks something like that. Um, this shape is definitely not the shape that it actually is. And I feel that this part here actually gets thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down. It actually gets thicker up here. And again, this is just the general shape, right? So, but that's how this part connects to this. I'm going to try and think about this a little bit because what's really happening in the picture here is it's because this wouldn't be able to support itself, right? Like this, the neck here I feel needs to be, like this needs to be bigger almost. And this needs to be a little bit thicker. Just because I can't imagine this heavy head and being able to support this body, or this body being able to support this head properly if it's not thick enough. So it's got to have some sort of weight to it. Okay, so again, this is just the general shape of what I'm seeing here, but it's actually a lot more complex than that, because this is actually not like this either. So in the picture it's kind of like this, and it's kind of like that, right? And it's kind of cut in half, so just imagine this being cut in half. So let me just do that right now. Got that. So, and what I'm seeing is that this almost has some sort of snap these into here, and this is almost kind of going in like this, almost in like this. And there's another kind of bolt here. There's another bolt right here. And the shape is actually, if you look at it, if we're looking at here, this is kind of the shape, right? So it's definitely not a cube like I have here, right? Like that's something that we need to keep in mind. That's right now this is just a quick block, and I'll be adding in the polys to create those shapes in a bit. But let's see, so it's kind of this shape in here, kind of angles in, does something like that. So this definitely needs to be like that, and then this needs to kind of go in like that, and it's gonna angle in. You guys will see what I mean when I start to model this. So again, with these 30-30s, what the main goal is to work on your projects for 30 minutes every day for 30 days. This project, or this mentality and this challenge, really helped me build my dwarf blacksmith scene. So I figured, I'd do this challenge again for this to keep me motivated and to keep me going. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this over here on this side, guys, just because I don't want this to interrupt what I'm doing. But I'm constantly always looking at my reference image. It's really important to constantly look at your reference image, so always keep that in mind. Okay, now for this, I think I'm going to keep this as a solid, as something solid, just because I feel it needs to be. This, I don't think this needs to be at such a high. Oh man, okay, now I'm kind of screwed. This cylinder is a little bit too high poly, so I'm gonna create another cylinder. I'm gonna auto add new objects and add selected object. Scale this up a bit. This is definitely like maybe a 12, something that will still keep its shape. I'm gonna add a little normal or softened edge to it. Alright. Now for me, the funnest part is modeling. I enjoy UVing and texturing, but this for me is the funnest part. Okay, there we go. Delete that one. So now we got this low poly one, which I'm a little bit more happier with. And what I'm going to do here is this is actually gonna look like that, and it's gonna look like this. I almost feel like this should maybe be moved up a little bit more so that it's centered like that. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna delete that part, and I'm going to delete this, delete edge, delete this face here, and you know, feel free if you guys are watching these videos because I use my shelf quite a bit. If you guys have any questions on what I'm using for my shelf, or what tools I'm using at a certain time or something, just let me know. If you guys want my shelf, also let me know. I know I should be teaching everyone how, you know, where the old tools are and things like that, but these aren't teaching videos really. I mean, they are, but they're not. What I mean by that is these are supposed to help me just work and motivate me to work on my stuff, not really to teach. If that's something that people want, then I'll do those, but at the moment right now I'm more focused on working on my portfolio than I am trying to get a teaching job or something. Okay, so here I have that now. So the general shape is still not what this looks like, right? So it kind of gradually goes up to that. So what I need to do is I need to put a few some edge loops there, right? And this is probably gonna be like this, like this. Let's see here. See, this looks like it almost angles up in the picture, but let's just do this for now. Shit, let's do this for now. Get a couple of things in. Yeah, like that. And actually, I feel like this almost narrows. That doesn't look pretty though. Let's just try it. No, it definitely doesn't look like that. Definitely doesn't look like that. Okay, so this is always my go-to here. My go-to is to can it, create polygon tool. Let's see here. So it almost kind of goes from here, takes in a nice little up here, and then it circles in. This kind of goes down and circles back up. That's kind of more of the shape of it, right? I wasn't able to get that shape properly with my conventional ways with just basic shapes. So this is what happens. This is my go-to if I can't seem to get the shape that I like. So now I just gotta fix these up, make them look a little bit prettier. It looks like there's some sort of angle here for the cylinder, so I'll keep that. I'm gonna angle these a little bit more to give it more of an appealing shape, right? Oh. So yeah, whenever I can, I'm gonna try and do more of these videos where I actually have commentary. The ones that I can't is usually because the only time I can work on my portfolio is when my brothers are home, and my brothers are it's actually just one brother who's really loud when he's playing video games and stuff like that. So it doesn't allow me to actually well, commentate on what I'm doing. So something that I notice here is I need to add some more polys. So this is the cutting face tool, and I'm just gonna add some more polys here. And the shape that I'm trying to get is actually really just kind of like that. And then it needs to flatten out. And then I need to add some more polys. Oh, that didn't work. I screwed up. I gotta press enter. G to repeat. And then just to add in another one of these. And like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, I don't know if this shape is worth the extra polys. I don't know if people are actually going to see it and notice it, right? These are things you have to think about when you're modeling. Does this justify the extra amount of polys to the model, right? For me, from the looks of things, it doesn't really seem like it justifies it very much. I also feel like it's not justifiable, but we'll see here. I'm looking at the shape right now and I'm still not liking how the shape looks. Let's see here. I think I'm over complicating things a little bit. I think that's my issue. Let me just go back. And sometimes this happens when you're modeling, right? Is looking at a shape, and because you don't have all the views, you don't know exactly how things look, and don't have the blueprints of the thing, you kind of have to play a lot of guessing games, and this is kind of the hard part of 3D modeling, is okay, so I think that this shape is fine. I feel that right now it might be a bit much. Might be a bit much, but it's fine. I'm gonna do so. This is like that, and let's see. Oh, and it's gonna go. I'm gonna bring this low, bring this high, like this. what's gonna happen or what should happen. Okay, this should go like that. And I'm gonna create some polys here. And it should go here and up here. Should go right there. What I'll do is I'll snap it in myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm also going to move this a little bit. Oh, sorry. Move this. Have it shape a little bit more into here. Right. And this is just the lag, I think. What is this? This is the lag part, yeah. Yeah, that's the lag part. So deal with that in a bit. I'm just gonna focus on this right now to get this welded in properly. So I'm just gonna kill this, kill these polys inside so I don't have to deal with this later, because I'm gonna have to if I don't. So sometimes some modelers like to deal with it later. For me, especially for video games, you know, polys are a little bit more important. You want to keep your models clean, especially if you're working on in a team. I feel like this is a little bit kind of not pretty looking, so I'm gonna try and angle this a little bit more so it's not so blah. I feel like it might need another thing here as well, it's just to kind of help it out with the shape. Let's move this a little bit more this way. Let's move this a little more this way. Just give it that nice refined look. And let's go with this. Oh, let's combine these two together to make it one object. Mesh combined. Merge all the verts. And now we should have something like that. Right now we have something like that. So now we can kill. Now we can kill this. I feel like this needs to be moved up a little bit more. Like that. Yeah, I think this makes a little bit more sense because let's see if we build this over here. Oh, this one. Or, sorry. Let's do this again. Move this to the center point, like that. Now you see that there's two. Right, two like that. Now we just gotta get this leg part. This leg part's really gonna help solidify how this should look. And obviously we should probably put some sort of cylinder or something here to connect the legs to it as like some sort of joint, right? So alright, so that took a lot longer than it should, but you know, at least now we have that process in there. I'm actually gonna go back and I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna clean the areas that don't need the extra polys. So personally, I don't think this needs the polys. I don't think this needs the polys. Right, these are kind of useless polys that aren't really doing anything. They're not adding to the shape of the model. So that's me just going in and deleting those. So there. See, so now we have a more clean model. I'm just gonna kill history, freeze transformations, move the center pivot to the center, and x minus 1. There we go. So now we got that. Okay, so now we need to focus on this shape here. And this is going to be a little bit tougher, I can tell. So for these curves, you know, I'm actually kind of an idiot here. To make this even easier, I probably should just make curves. Just use curves. Create curve tool. And so it looks like it should start here. So let's start here. And it kind of goes all the way back here. Goes up. Then it kind of does this kind of crazy dive here. Okay, so obviously this looks really messy. Can't really tell what this is really at this point, but let me just tweak these up. Okay, let me just tweak these up. This needs like a nice long line here. Like this part needs a lot more curvature, or this needs to be a little bit straighter. And then it needs more of these. Edit. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll go back and take a look at this again. But essentially what we need to do is we need to create the shape, and hopefully yeah, hopefully we'll get that part in next, and then we got the legs, and then it's pretty much the end of modeling this Mech. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and hopefully by the end of next week we'll have this model completely finished. Thank you guys.